just live a minute ago, and I went to pull up the page of all the cast members like this, and I pushed the button right next to that one, which ended my broadcast. Whoopsies, sorry. So hi, welcome to another Moment in Time with Taylor. We're live on Periscope and on YouTube. I go live on Periscope every single day, 7 days a week for 3 hours a day. You can help me to keep it going. Normally you can do it on the website. I'm working on some of that right now, so the best way is the link in my description, which is gofundme.com/nextjuice1, which also has all the money that I've spent on my schooling so far. I'm a psychology major, and I actually analyze a lot of the psychology that goes into the game of Survivor, so I'm really enjoying this. I did an hour-long broadcast about last night's episode 1 of season 40, the 20th year anniversary of Survivor, right before this, so feel free to watch that. I'm hungry too. And I did a watch-along party of the actual episode last night, which was a 2-hour broadcast. So feel free to check those out. Thanks, Sleevemore. Brian, first coming to the broadcast. You were first. Yeah, sorry about that, Matt. Thanks for inviting Brian and Michael and retweeting. Thanks, guys. Thanks for getting everybody back in here. That was my bad. Okay, so what I was saying... we're going to cut right to the chase now, so spoiler alert, here we go. So the first person who got voted out because of being part of a power pair was the lovely Miss Natalie. First person to go to the edge of extinction, which was really hard for her because she had never been voted out before. She'd never had her torch put out because she's only played once before and she won. So that was pretty amazing. She ended up, while she was there, she did end up selling her immunity idol to another lovely player here, Miss Sandra. So that's been pretty cool to see that dynamic. And she left her fire token. So remember, when they get voted out, they have to bequeath their fire token or fire tokens to someone else still in the game. So she left her token to Jeremy, who is her power pair, which is why she actually ended up getting voted out because of being too close with him. So he's definitely probably feeling the pressure and feeling like he's on the chopping block next. But then she ends up selling an immunity idol to Sandra, which earns her back a fire token. So now she still has 1 fire token. Sandra now has 0 fire tokens, and Jeremy has 2. And we'll see kind of how that plays out as we go through the game. Hey, Victoria. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Okay. All right. So... the Red Tribe. So the Red Tribe consists of Tony, Wendell, Amber, Kim, Sophie, Nick, Sandra, Yul, Sarah, and Tyson. And I'm just having a realization as I'm reading through that. The females have the majority there, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually 5 and 5, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 and 5. And then on the Blue Tribe, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, that worked out really well because it was randomly assigned. They just randomly picked buffs, so that actually worked out really well. So there's not really a majority, although now the men have the majority on the Blue Tribe, and then the men have the majority on the whole game because it's 2 women that both went to Edge of Extinction. So on the Red Tribe, the person who ended up going home, it was basically orchestrated. So let me talk a little bit about the dynamics there. So like I said, Tony, Sarah, and Sandra all have a relationship. Yul was doing a really good job at building up alliances with people who are like the odd ones out. People who weren't part of what he called the poker alliance. So there was one night that Kim, Tyson, Rob, and Amber played poker together at some like celebrity poker event. And Tyson, they were all joking about Survivor, and if they went back on, if they were all together on a Survivor season, that they would be a power alliance. Tyson made that statement so on the show, and Yul happened to see that. So he told everyone about it, and that put big targets on all of their backs. Now Tyson showed the willingness to flip. He would vote for anyone. There's no poker alliance. Everyone was kind of fighting back about that. Kim was really upset about it. Amber didn't really seem to be fighting for herself, which probably is why the result ended up being, not to mention she's also Rob's wife, but ultimately ended up in another beautiful person getting voted off last night, which was Miss Amber. So now it's Amber and Natalie on the edge of extinction. We haven't gotten to see what Amber is going to do with Edge of Extinction, if she's going to get the same offer and be able to sell an immunity idol to someone. If she does, I'll give you one guess who she's going to sell that immunity idol to. Rob. So you only get to sell to the losing team. So if the blue team, if Rob's team loses the next immunity challenge, then she will be able to sell, I assume, be able to sell him an immunity idol, which will help him because he's probably going to need it. Now, if the red team loses, I don't know who she would sell it to. Probably like Kim, maybe Tyson. I don't really see her selling it to anyone else. But so there's kind of like these categories on this tribe. So there's Tony, Sarah, and Sandra, which are kind of, they call them like the scrappy ones. And then there's, who do they say were the other ones? I think maybe they also had like the Poker Alliance as a separate thing, which is Kim, Tyson, and Amber. So then the other one, so that leaves Wendell, Sophie, Nick, Yul, I think that's it, as being this separate odd man out alliance. So Yul was doing a pretty good job building that up. And I definitely felt like Sophie had a little crush on Yul. He was like, I'd really like to work with you. And she just got all like flustered. She was like, I feel like I just got asked out on a date, which was really hilarious. She would keep it and not sell it, the immunity idol. I watched that poker tournament. You did? Wait, what do you mean she would keep it? What is the use of an immunity idol on Edge of Extinction? You want to make sure that your husband doesn't end up there with you because only one of you can get back into the game. Phantom says it's all a lie. What's a lie? These are people that have supported this channel over the last 30 days. Shalom. Hello. Trying to see if there was anything else super interesting about this. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of paranoia, there's a lot of strategy talk. It was mostly strategy talk last night. The challenges, I guess I didn't talk about what the challenges were. Nothing wildly, oh, you know what, actually, Voss and Rob, how he handled the challenge. So there was a challenge where they had to row a boat, which the blue team did a terrible job at doing. They crashed into the obstacle and they couldn't get close enough to where they needed to be. And then there was this like big cylindrical, basically almost like a log, like a big metal log in the water, and you had to get yourself up and over that log. Well, the red tribe did really good at that. They basically were like pulling each other over and they were rolling the log in the proper direction, so everyone was just kind of like rolling over it. But Rob had everyone on his tribe. He would go underwater, crouch down, they would stand on his shoulders, and then he would stand up really fast and catapult them over the log, which was so impressive and just wild and awesome to watch because he's a lot older. He has a straight up dad bod. He's put on a lot of weight, but he's still just like this ox, he's just like throwing people over this thing, which was really impressive. They did still ultimately end up, that challenge, they actually ended up winning, I believe. Who won it for them? Was it Jeremy? I think Jeremy got like all the 3 oars. You had to throw the rings on the oars. There was 2 episodes in one last night. There was 2 immunity challenges in tribal council, so I'm kind of like trying to remember which one was part of which. I think the first one, I'm struggling to remember what the first immunity challenge was. But you already know who won, who lost, and who ended up going home, so. I love you too, Maximilian. That was the best. Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Let's see. Let me go through each person and see if there was anything else unique about what was going on with them that I didn't already mention. Parvati said that she wasn't going to use her flirting as part of her game this time, but you saw her, Rob said that he wanted to work with her, and she was like, oh, do you want to give me flowers and like give me a corsage, and just very Parvati style. So I think she's unaware of how flirtatious she just is naturally, that she, like, I think she'll watch that and be like, oh my god, that's just who she is, it seems to me, like I think that's just how she behaves all the time. But it works for her in Survivor, so. Michelle said she had something to prove. We talked about that. Denise and Adam kind of paired up. Denise did a really good job. I think both of them, Denise and Adam, did a good job at staying cool, staying calm, and not getting overly defensive about the whole accusation about searching for an idol. She just kind of said, Denise was like, as innocent as it was that we got lost, she's like, I understand that perception is everything. So they're just going to think what they're going to think. That I can't really change that, And that was true. And because she wasn't overly defensive, I think that made it more believable. You know, people are like, okay, well, she's not overreacting, so chances are she probably is telling the truth. Jeremy, Danny, Ben, yeah, not anything particular about them. Tony, we talked about him resisting his urge to go searching for an idol. Wendell said he didn't want to build the whole shelter for everyone again this time, but they were just like, they put him to work. They're like, come on, furniture builder, build this shelter. Amber, I thought Amber really, out of everyone, I would say Amber had some of the worst gameplay, which probably didn't help her when she ended up getting voted out. She wasn't really fighting for herself to stay in. She wasn't strategizing. She wasn't making alliances. She was kind of just there, you know, kind of going with whatever, which isn't going to work on this season. Kim, Sophie. We didn't get to see a lot of Sophie. We saw her interact with Yul a little bit, but not a ton. Nick, too. Nick didn't have a lot of airtime, but you did hear his name and Sandra's name be thrown around a bunch. Sandra was playing really hard, for sure. Yul was playing a lot harder than I expected. I kind of want him to chill out and cool down a little bit, because I actually want him to win, and he needs to kind of, like, keep that target away from him. He helped to win the first challenge as well. Oh yeah, the first challenge was rings. So they had these rings and they had to pull. It was like 2 pairs. So 2 people from the red tribe, 2 people from the blue tribe went out and grabbed a ring, and then they had to try to bring that ring over and touch their color pole. But the other tribe is doing the same thing. So they both have like one arm in the ring, and they're trying to pull it opposite directions, and they're trying to pull the other people off of it and off of each other, and they're like dunking each other and all this stuff. It was pretty dramatic, but it was also awesome. Made me really happy. Sarah, Tyson. Yeah, I think I did a good job covering all of that. So I hope you enjoyed this recap of episode 1, season 40, where both Natalie and Amber now find themselves on the edge of extinction, and we'll see how that plays out. Amber, of course, sent her fire token to Rob, so now Rob has 2, Jeremy has 2, Amber has 0, Natalie has 1, and Sandra has 0. Craig, thank you for the super hearts. I heard that you got pineapple pizza today. Thank you for the support, you guys. Thank you for making this channel possible and helping pay my way through school at the link in the description, gofundme.com/nextjuice1. I'm going to get all the payment buttons on my website working again, and I'll probably do an announcement about that hopefully tonight, if not tomorrow. So this has been A Moment in Time with Taylor. I hope to see you guys on the next juice. Thank you, Matt, for the super hearts. Oh, and let me just quickly remind you guys about Modern Mom Soaps, which is a really cool company that makes soap from home. So let me just type it in the chat here. And you only have 2 more days on the 20% off promo code, which is my username, NextJuice. Thank you, Kyle. You too. I hope you had a good day. So it's etsy.com/shop/modernmomsoaps. Promo code is NEXTJUICE, NEXJUICE, JUICE. They make this channel possible as well. She is wonderful, Craig, I know. I'm sorry, Eunice, but you always do that. It's not my fault. I'm convinced that you watch from the lobby and then come in at the end just to troll. Okay, so here is the soap page. If you just Google Modern Mom Soaps, you'll find it. So she is a modern mom. Her name is Shara. She has 4 kids. She homeschools all of them. And she sells soap for really affordable. It's beautiful soap. It smells good. It works well. And it's super fatted. So it has leftover skin-loving oils and fats, which will not strip or dry your skin, which a lot of commercial-grade bar soaps will do. So go ahead and check them out. They have not only soaps, they also have wax melts, they have foaming sugar scrubs, they have bubble bath bombs, all sorts of different scents and colors. They even have soap that's good enough for a baby and soft and gentle enough for use on baby skin, or if you have sensitive skin. I hope you guys enjoyed this broadcast. I hope to see you guys on the next juice. This has been A Moment in Time with Taylor. Thanks for watching. And thanks for the super hearts. Matt, you were the top contributor of this broadcast, and I think, Craig, you were the top on the last one, but I ended that broadcast by accident, so I didn't shout everyone out. But thanks for the super hearts. Top super heart contributors get shout outs at the end of every month. So in the first week of March, I'll shout out all my top super heart contributors from every broadcast on Periscope throughout the month. Bye! Oh, that's not the right button. It's the opposite of what I did last time. Ah. Okay. Take two.